What's up, everybody? Just finishing up a workout here, and I was thinking about something new that I could give you guys to maybe further your understanding of training, the way that we exercise, why we exercise, and what I came down to was maybe starting to go over common myths. So we'll go over a few in the next few weeks. The goal is to be able to kind of give you like a quick physiology lesson or something like that in 5 minutes. So today, the first thing we're going to go over today is what's called lactate. A lot of people think, and you hear it a lot, and a lot of times it's in group exercise, is you'll hear like, oh, you got to get the lactic acid out of your muscles, or that it's the lactic acid in your muscles that makes you sore and you got to flush it out, and that it's bad and it's demonized. Lactate or lactic acid, they're the same essentially. It's seen as like the worst thing ever, and it's really not. I don't know how this got started, but generally when I hear people talk about lactic acid as in a negative context, I usually know that they're either misinformed or they never really understood it in the first place. Not to be too negative towards that, but it would be nice for this whole thing to not be incorrect with everybody. So we're gonna go over a quick like biochem, physiology, metabolism lesson really quick, and we'll kind of explain what lactate really is and what the potential causes of the burning in your muscles, what they really are. So generally, when we are making energy, which is adenosine triphosphate or ATP, which is the energy currency of like all skeletal muscle, basically any metabolism, maybe that's not true, but it is energy currency for skeletal muscle, heart, a lot of things. So the goal is to make that so we can get muscle contractions, at least when we're talking about exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down glucose. So this is carbohydrate. This is generally stored in the muscle. Carbohydrate means carbon and hydrogen, right? So you have 6 carbon molecules together to make a glucose, and when we break that down into 2 pieces, and we get a pyruvate. Okay, this is sort of like a pre-digested carbohydrate. Essentially, it's what's broken down in your body, so it can be broken down even further. So, when you're sitting, or if there's plenty of oxygen available, let's say like a nice slow jog, that will get fed into a process that we're not going to go into too much depth today, but you're going to go through the citric acid cycle, electron transport chain, and we're going to get a ton of ATP. Okay, but that takes time and that takes oxygen. So let's say that you were running up a hill or sprinting or doing the battle ropes really hard for a really long time. What's going to happen is we're going to be wanting to make energy really quickly, and we're going to make a bunch of this pyruvate. Okay, and we're going to get when this is broken apart, we're going to end up with an extra, essentially a proton, right? So a hydrogen ion is going to get broken off, cleaved off, and this is going to create an acidic environment. Okay, so the theory is that this is what is causing our issues. It's not lactate. Okay, it's this extra hydrogen ion that's creating an acidic environment, causes some of the proteins and things like that to denature. And your body figures out that we have to down-regulate, so we stop causing harm, essentially, and so we can neutralize this basic environment, okay? But before that happens, so this is happening all the time, whether or not you're actually exercising or not, but during heavy exercise, you're going to be creating a ton of this pyruvate, because this cycle is rotating really fast, okay? And so what your body figures out is that if it latches or combines your pyruvate with a hydrogen ion, it neutralizes that, okay? And that's going to become lactate, okay? I don't know if you can see all this. So lactate is really a buffered hydrogen, okay? So your body buffers this extra, this hydrogen ion with these excess pyruvates, and it gets turned into lactate. Okay, lactate itself is not going to cause the damage that these free ions are going to do. Not damage, but acidic environment. Acidic environment, I'm going to assume that's bad. Okay, at least outside of the pH range of our blood, which is right around 7. So lactate is actually a really useful molecule. One, it's a buffers hydrogen ions. Two, it's actually used as energy. So we can use the lactate molecule. We can convert it into glucose in the liver via the Cori cycle. We can shuttle it to more like a type 1 muscle fiber, which is going to be more aerobic and therefore able to deal with it here. Your heart is going to be able to use it, and your brain is going to use it. And there's a lot of research coming out right now that one of the reasons why you feel better and why your brain works better after exercise is because of lactate. So lastly, it's going to be used sort of like a hormone. An increased amount of lactate in your body is going to start to upregulate your heart rate and things like that to, if I'm not mistaken, pretty sure, it upregulates your ability to buffer that sort of stuff and shuttle this molecule around. So it's a signaler as much as it's a fuel. Okay, but that's it. That's all lactate is. It's not anything you need to be afraid of. If anything, we probably need to be afraid of that. But if you have any questions, let me know. If you think I'm way wrong, which I know I'm not, feel free to let me know. And when you hear people talk about lactic acid, you don't have to tell them, but you'll know that maybe they're a little bit misguided. So as you can see through this, one, there's nothing wrong with lactate, and the other thing is lactate is quickly shuttled out of the muscle by your circulatory system. It's not sitting around. It's not in there making you sore. I know this is going a little bit longer than what we originally planned, but what's the soreness most likely is due to muscle damage at that local site, like with the muscles that are active. So maybe we can go into that on another thing about as far as muscle recovery and stretching like that. But let me know if you have any questions and what you guys thought about this video. Thank you.